My brother, hopefully my brother's not downloading.
I don't see your. Oh wait, you haven't put it online yet.
Okay, it's showing green so far. It's pretty stable.
Have you started streaming now?
Yeah, I've started streaming and so far it's green.
You should run the unit preloader custom map. See how the stream handles it.
Pardon?
Which one's that?
It's the unit preloader. It should be on the front page of the arcade. Like all the pros run it and stuff before they play their pro matches.
Yeah. I can see chat as well from my view with Trillion. From only this one monitor and I can see chat. By the way, does the game freeze to be alt tab or does it like keep going?
It should keep going.
Yep, it's still going. So that's pretty good then. Also,
yeah. All right, let's just give it a test.
Alright, go ahead.
Seems okay so far.
Yeah. Should I turn down the quality on my settings on my side or?
Oh, I think it's like already pretty low in terms of a cover. So.
Yeah. So still stable and it's still stable when we're still loading.
Yeah, the main thing will be to see if it actually lags in game because it's not so much a problem. It's not so much a problem like whether or not because like I can stream it right, but the problem with my stream is that it makes it really laggy. So like,
I have an i7. I have an i7 core.
Yeah, so do I, and even then, dude.
I got 16 gigs RAM as well.
Same.
It's more about your connection, though.
Yeah. It's like some of it's to do with your graphics card and your processor, because you can put a little bit onto that.
Right, let me see if I can. Yep, and I can spectate Maru.
Yeah. So that's ref. So like if you type that, we'll all see that. Yeah.
Yes. So should I mute my mic during the stream because I'm not very good at commentating.
It's up to you, man. Like I mean, if you want to.
I know.
Whoa. What was that? Something you just pressed made it reverb heaps.
Oh yeah, I can see it like flickering red for a second there.
What's up, cover?
It's just flickered red there for a second. I don't know why.
No, it's because that's on. I gotta turn this on.
Is it you reverbing, cover?
No. I alt tabbed out. So if I alt tab out, the in-game frames will drop.
Oh, okay.
So I would have to keep the game open.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty laggy.
Really?
A little bit. Like, not... There's like, obviously, like, a decent amount of delay for, like, players, but I'm meaning more like the stream itself looks like it's chopping fairly badly.
Let me have a look at the stream.
Oh.
I'm just looking at the stream, so it might drop frames for a second. I'm just looking at the stream.
You might want to turn down the quality to low instead of medium or high. As well.
Yeah, no worries. The quality, the texture quality and graphics quality too low.
You're actually just gonna win the game.
It only looks blurry to me, the stream. Yeah, it doesn't look that choppy to me.
Yeah, it's okay. This is gonna be like the real game.
Alright. Yeah, just let me...
So this is gonna be like the real game.
Yeah, let me just restart my StarCraft.
Yeah, sure, man.
Because I want to be able to see the chats. And
Private, are you in the same house as Jacob anymore or not?
No one else is in chat right now. I've only got one person in my chat. And she was here. And she was here before.
No, Jacob said he couldn't stream because of data, PC, and internet.
Yeah, and
So I don't think they live in the same place anymore.
Let me just change. What's the title say? What should I make the title say?
Don't know, man.
SCS
Just like,
in-house tournament.
yeah.
SCS Grand.
Demonslayer for this. Be right back, 1 second.
God damn it! How do you spell your name? Did I go back on in? No, I did not. Yeah, I went back on America. Infurneaux. Okay, check. Is the title good enough for you? Is the title good?
What's the title?
Yeah, put it in the chat. I put SCS round 8 final tournament. Demonslayer versus Infurneaux.
That's fine.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. 1 minute. What?
I don't know. Never seen him stream.
Is that MSC or SCC? Oh my god, why is it on that instead? I have something called MSC, Maximum Extreme Elimination, and it's got all like episode of this title where it's like commented by some English guys that basically like something versus something. Okay, I'm back. So what's going to happen?
Maybe we should just try it.
To what? Just change it back. Dragon Slayer? What was his name again? Dragon Slayer?
Demonslayer.
Oh yeah. Okay, I fixed it. Well, I dropped trains a little bit, but it seems okay now.
See how we go anyway. You're like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess my streams are ready. I don't have my web camera on, my overlays on or anything.
Okay. Home.
Let me turn up the microphone a little bit. There, I've just increased the mic level. I think I might put some music on while the stream, just.
Yeah, fair enough.
For your consideration, 2 unfinished collections of work.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
You wanna come observe, dude?
On what?
Playing some StarCraft, me versus Farouk, dude.
Shit. Dude,
You know you want
but
to.
Chris and I are doing something
Huh?
right now. Dude, but Chris and I are doing something. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, you know. He said.
Trolling. Trolling noobs.
Are you gonna win?
I don't know, hey. Don't know.
Yeah, what's up?
Well,
I mean, if you would have played the game in the last 6 months more than 3 times, you might win, but...
Yeah, so far, like, none of my normal viewers have appeared.
It's
Like,
difficult to play against random, though.
I know. Like,
It's really like a bit of advantage to the random player.
yeah,
You
I
have to
just,
scout early somehow. I'd say just open pool first, no matter what.
well, he's random, yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't. Open 15 hatch and send a drone at 10 and you'll be able to see literally anything coming. If he's Zerg, just don't put your hatch down, and if you see that he's done a 10 pull, put down a pull first. And then take your drone back to your main.
okay, are we started?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably stop my music then.
I'm gonna mute myself and close the stream.
User left your channel.
So I'll be spectating you, right?
Sure.
So yeah, I have no idea what to do. I'm just casting these from my clan. So we got Infurneaux, so expressions and random. Oh, this should be interesting. So Farouk has been random a bit lately, has he?
Yeah, he's been playing random.
Okay.
Alright guys, here we go. This is the round of 8 of the SCS in-house tournament of Division 2, which is Platinum and below. So this is coming to the end of the tournament, and the best of the best from SCS are competing against each other to win a prize here. In the top right hand corner, spawning as the Orange Zerg, their president, Mr. Infurneaux. In the bottom left hand corner, he has selected random, so Infurneaux doesn't know about this, but spawning as the red Protoss, it's Farouk, or Demonslayer.
Oh, better known as Demonslayer.
Yeah, he's usually Demonslayer.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what Ellison does, as well as Farouk, because I haven't seen any of these guys play in a long time. Ellison himself hasn't been playing much ladder from what I know, and Farouk's been playing on and off. But I haven't really seen his Protoss being played, because he did used to be a Terran. How hard can Protoss be, though, in all honesty? But looks like really early drone scout here coming out from Infurneaux. I think that was a 10 scout. He sees the pylon, so he should know this is going to be a Nexus first. If it was a Forge first, it would have been down already, so he doesn't really need to worry about any sort of cannon. Looks like the drone is going to be sent out here. It's going to be a Nexus, hatchery first. Farouk doing a nice job of blocking with the probe, though. The drone engaging in a little fight here. Sneak up.
There's someone
What do you think, Kave?
There's someone else in here that's talking. Should I mute him?
The drone of Infurneaux is still hanging around the base of the Protoss, so taking quite a bit of damage. I don't know if he should stick around, to be honest. He's scouted what he needs to see. He's not going to see much more. It looks like he is going to pull out now. It's a smart choice. Yeah, the Overlords are moving into position now. The buildings in the front. Some Protosses have been really risky and going just like gateway after Nexus first, but it doesn't look like Demonslayer is going to risk that. And you only really do that if you know your opponent's going to be really greedy without any link pressure. But if the pool and gas have finished up, or Infurneaux here, 2 pair of links are coming out, and that's pretty standard to just see what's up, ward off any probes that hang around, maybe any early proxy pylons that end up going down. You can take down. Cannon going down at the front here for Demonslayer, so he is going to be pretty safe here. Looks like this will go into some sort of mid-game strategy for both guys here. Both gases have gone down as well, so the tech should come down by the 6-minute mark.
And Ellison's got some Zergs coming.
Double cannon at the wall here. That's actually pretty defensive. I wonder what he's so scared about. It looks like full cancel on the cybernetics core. That's pretty funny. Looks like Farouk can't really figure out what is happening here. These lings come, but even one cannon would have been enough to ward that off. I feel like the second cannon is a bit of a waste of minerals. But I mean, it's not too big of a deal.
But I do have none of administrator.
Yo, Kava, you mind muting yourself?
Isn't this the non-administrator user?
Yeah.
How can you run it as administrator?
Yes.
User was moved out of your channel.
I just had to move Kava out of the channel. Hear his conversation with Chris there.
Yeah, I was asking if he should be moved out or not.
Yeah, I just moved him out. Looks like the third Nexus has come down for Infurneaux here, and this probe is still actually scouting around. The Zerg has neglected to take this down. This has allowed a lot of free scouting to be had here. He's going to move into the main, but the Queen should kill it before it sees anything more. a layer coming down straight away here, going back into the gas. I wonder what this is going to be for. It could be for some sort of roach seed. Maybe even Spire tech, but that's really uncommon these days to go straight into Spire as a Zerg, because that does leave you very vulnerable to any sort of early timings or mid-game timings from the Protoss. Right now, the Protoss is just chrono boosting out workers here. Actually taking a worker lead, which is a bit unusual at this point in the game. It should be even or in the favor of the Zerg just because of how Larva works. Yeah, I mean, Ellison does have the Lings out, but they are trying to hunt down this Proto that's moved up to the top left here. I think he spotted that with the overs, with the Watchtower, but like it is going to go unnoticed for a while here. Roachhorn going down double Evo chambers, so Ellison is gonna be going to up heavy style here, which points towards a late mid sort of timing push if he does have one lined up. A few more Lings popping out here for some extra defense as well as being able to spread out. The third is actually completely unsaturated at this point. I don't know if Ellison should be making all these Lings. Like what I would have liked to see is just have an Overlord scout into the main, see the natural, to see any sort of early timing. As I say that, the Overseer does go into the natural. The two cannons do take it down, but it does see the robotics facility done and making something, so Wilson should be expecting some sort of either Warp Prism or Immortal play. If not Colossus, but Colossus is something that you can scout much later, and it's not that big of a deal at this point. Roach speed coming out as well as the +1/+1 for the ranged here. Looks like Ellison is going to commit to a ranged composition, whether that be Roach, Hydra, or maybe even Swarm Host into the late game. We'll see, but for now he is going to be depending on those Roaches. Yeah, Demonslayer does have the double gas at natural, but that's just so he can crank out a lot of sentries when this push comes out, because I feel like this is going to be an Immortal Sentry LN. Going up to 7 gates, yeah, this is definitely an all-in from the Protoss here. Immortal Sentry is a really strong build that was popularized by Parting. He should push out with the third Immortal. One thing that is slightly not very optimal about the build that Demonslayer is doing here is that his sentries aren't out already. What you want to be doing is have those sentries out really early so they can build up extra energy to be able to land those force fields out in the middle of the map. But it looks like it's up to 5 sentries now. They all have 1 force field each, except for the original one. The third Immortal does pop out, and he does chrono boost out a Warp Prism. This is so he can reinforce this push mobily, not having to rely on the proxy pylons, which some of them have already been taken up by Ellison. Really diligent about his scouting here with the Lings. Good job, and he does spot this one as well, so he's paying attention. He will go back and take that out. Quite a few Roaches are out. It's not enough to hold this push all together, but looks like the Watchtower does spot this forcing out, so the Zerg should just switch directly into only units for now. Like, especially the fact that this Ling at the third position for the Protoss sees that there is none. He knows that as long as he defends this, he should be in a good position. 1-1 actually finishing up for the Zerg here, so this had a pretty nice upgrade advantage here. The Protoss does have the +1, but no armor in sight for now. 34 Lings coming on. This is a nice choice. Ling Roach is a really effective composition at dealing with this, at least at this stage of the game. And looks like the Protoss is going to be pushing in here. The Lings are about to pop out. No Lings speed done as far as I can see. That's actually a big oversight from the Zerg, not completing that Ling speed. A lot of force fields going down, cutting off the majority of those forces. One Immortal does go down, but the rest of the forces go pretty much unscathed. Even a few hallucinated Immortals here. And this choke is just so nice for the Protoss to fight in, because it's pretty much 4 force fields. One does blotch stuff, so this does give time for the Spore Crawlers to finish, and this should help the Zerg in defending this push very effectively. The Spore Crawlers together with the reinforcing Lings should do a really nice job, but the fact that he still doesn't have that Ling speed really preventing the Zerg from chasing this army down and surrounding it and just killing it off straight away here. Also allowing the Protoss to re-warp in some more sentries. All the sentries have actually died, and that's a lot of gas lost. That kind of takes the steam out of the sails here for the Protoss push. Nice job picking off, pushing from an angle where he only has to engage 1 or 2 spines at a time. I would like to see this last one being repositioned here a little bit at least. 11 more roaches are going to pop out, and these are going to be really effective here because there's not that many stalkers. These immortals will deal nicely with them, but Roach Ling, the Lings are tanking the immortal shots, are really effective at taking this composition down. And as Connor pointed out, it does look like there is going to be a robotics bay as well as a Twilight Council behind this. So this is going to be perhaps continue on to the plus attack, but he might not even need to transition here. Like the Zerg is really struggling and losing a lot of things, a lot of units here due to these force fields. But yeah, like this is quite an elongated push here. A lot of the sentries have gone down yet again, but these two immortals, one with 84 kills, one with 21, have been so cost efficient. It looks like the third does get sniped down here. The queens have actually been, at the natural at least, are not there anymore because it looks like he was pulled up to the front line to try and defend, and that's actually costing him a lot in terms of larva supply. Macro Hatch does finish up even a second Macro Hatch here, identifying that he is banking quite a lot of money and needs that extra larva. Ellison plops down 2 more hatcheries here, and that should allow him to produce a lot more, but it might be a little too late here. Very few units are on the map for the Zerg, and the Protoss is pushing up, snipes that spine crawler, and these hatcheries are actually making a choke point for the Protoss to sit inside and just take cost efficient trades. Even the drones are being pulled in. Looks like Ellison calls out the GG, well played, and Mat 1 goes to Farouk the Demonslayer.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, pretty one-sided. It looked like Ellison would have been able to defend, but I think the fact that he didn't have the Ling speed really cost him that game. Like, the amount of effect extra speed for the Lings has for the Zerg is insurmountable, to be honest.
Yeah, and Bibbits just told me some controls to make the streaming bit more easier. Like the control N.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I have that on.
Yeah.
As long as you're following my view, that stuff should all be turned on.
Yeah. Alright, so we're playing on Foxtrot now.
Yeah, Foxtrot Labs. One of the maps from the last season's map pool that the pros don't really seem to favor just because of the unpredictability of the spawn positions. It's only cross map you can only spawn cross map from your opponent, but there's 2 possible spawn patterns, and both have different implications for the game just because of how open the natural possibly is. But it is something that Zergs have liked against Protoss at least, but looks like
It's C versus C.
Farouk this time. Yeah, Farouk is going to spawn as a Zerg, so I don't think this map is going to have too big of an impact on how they're going to play here. Yeah, Farouk actually changing color to teal. I like that, you know? Put some variety in his play.
This is a best of 5, by the way.
Yes, it is. So it's first to 3. Looks like, Ellison, yet again, scouting really early at 9 supply here with this drone. This is going to actually spot everything that Farouk is going to do, and this is kind of a necessity as a Zerg when you're playing against random, just because your builds are going to be so different depending on what your opponent's race is. And that's one of the advantages you have as a random player, because your opponent really doesn't know what race you have until they commit a worker or an early unit scout your base. And this is just 100 minerals per minute lost on Ellison's side of things, just so he can scout around with his drone. And you know, I mean, it won't put him behind that far, but it's still a small edge that that Farouk has right now. And looks like Ellison has reached the main base here. This drone is being sent out by Farouk. I wonder if it's going to be a hatch first from him, or if it's just going to be a scan. Looks like he is heading over to a natural, so this is going to be a hatch first from Farouk. And it's up to Ellison to see what is going to happen. Looks like he's going to go pull gas here. So it looks like he is going to try and put on the pressure a little bit at least. I wonder if he's going to pull out a gas after the initial 100 for that speed, or if he's going to continue mining to either commit to roaches or banelings. Banelings are actually a really high impact in the early game in the CVZ, just because the units that are possible are either queens or lings. The queens don't really leave creep, and the lings are really susceptible to that splash damage from the banelings. We'll definitely see, but this has definitely come down to control battle here. Although, looks like Infurneaux is going to take a natural soon after that pool and gas. This will still allow him to put on a lot of pressure with this much earlier speed and lings in general. So, we'll see what happens here. It just depends on how heavily someone wants to commit here. 6 lings coming out for now. And this is definitely going to force out some lings from Farouk. If Farouk under defense, he could lose a few workers here and put himself really behind, but as of now, Farouk is definitely in an economic lead. He will have that earlier hatchery. A few more workers are out already, and that hatchery finishing earlier also means that he will be able to utilize that larva a lot quicker. Actually, Ellison being forced to do an extractor trick here, being slightly supply blocked. His builds aren't very optimized here, and that's unfortunate, but I mean, that's what you get for not playing for over 6 months here. Looks like the lings are going to be in the middle of the map. Farouk's lings turn around straight away to try and get some damage done, but they are forced to pull back here, and a few more lings do have to get cranked out. Looks like a spine crawl even starting here. That's quite a lot to be committing here, and the lings are going to DPS that down after that initial worker that was taken out. Oh, not even cancelled. That's a lot of resources lost there. That's 100 minerals committed together with that drone there that was lost, and looks like these lings are getting quite a lot done for Ellison. He should be pretty happy. This puts him right back on even footing here, and the speed is about to kick in as well, so that then he can get some more done. But looks like quite a few lings have popped out for a Demonslayer here, so Ellison is content to just pull back for now. He is droning behind this, so he is getting himself a nice little worker lead, although the Overlord is late again, and that's just really hurting him. If he was able to keep his macro up behind all this pressure that he did, he would be miles ahead. But right now, that Overlord really delayed whatever he was planning here. Quite a few minerals being banked up, all the lava being spent though, so that's pretty nice. A queen is out at the main. A queen will pop at the natural pretty soon. This should kind of level things out, put things into the mid game here. Although a spine crawler finishing in the mineral line of the main of Demonslayer, and that's actually quite defensive here. It looks like he is really afraid of some sort of all-in, and Baneling's finishing up. No, the speed isn't really done yet, so I don't think he can really go on offensive. But that indicates to me that this Banelingness is definitely for defensive purposes. 2 Banelings being morphed in home. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a very heavily defensive play from Farouk, and this is actually the right choice in my opinion, because if you look over here at the ramp between the main and the natural, Ellison is filling up this link count so he can just spring into action and hopefully go undetected for as long as possible here. But this is definitely going to be a challenge for Ellison here. 2 more Banelings being morphed in from Farouk. This is actually done blindly, and this is actually quite risky. Even the extra spines and stuff, but yeah, this is actually looking a little grim here for Ellison. The worker count is even, although it looks like Farouk is going to move across the map, and these Banelings off creep are really easy to micro against this amount of speedlings, but that Overlord does see the lings flooding across the map here from Ellison, so Farouk does pull back. His link speed is about to kick in, but it's going to be quite a few seconds here of no speed versus speed. Ellison really has to focus down these Banelings. So one already goes down, the second one goes down on 1 ling each, and this is actually really cost efficient for Ellison so far, but a few more Banelings pop, and this is going to be really difficult. Ellison morphing his own Banelings now, but he should definitely try to snipe some of these. Oh! Losing all of those lings to just 2 Baneling. That was just a huge blunder, and these Banelings are going to have to get cancelled. I don't even know what these are going to do. Oh! He manually detonates some of them and actually hit nothing. So this attack from Ellison is actually really just doing nothing at all, except for forcing some defensive units. And Farouk, with these defensive units, once this attack is defended, can just counterattack. And behind this, Ellison is trying to catch up on the worker lead and sniping a few workers of his own here. So he will end up with a slight worker advantage and an income advantage, but Farouk is cranking out units behind this. And he could go for a counterattack, but it looks like he is committing to the layer quite a bit earlier than Ellison, so we'll see what this ends up being. The extra gas at the natural here, in the main, doesn't indicate much. This could still either be Roach or any sort of other layer tech here. Quite a few Lings have popped, a few Banelings popped, and it looks like he's going to move across the map to try and put on at least some pressure here, because you really don't want to attack like that in ZVZ and then let your opponent drone up without any sort of consequence here. And Ellison's main is actually really undersaturated. His natural is fully saturated in terms of minerals, but main is really undersaturated. It looks like a spore going down in the natural and in the main, so it looks like Ellison is afraid of some sort of Mutalisk play here for sure. I don't know if that's the thing that's coming his way, to be honest. 2 more gases being taken at the natural though, so this could... Oh, it looks like, yeah, it is going to be a Spire play here. This is a bit inefficient, if you ask me. Like, the third is quite vulnerable if you go for a tech-heavy play like Spire. But it doesn't look like Ellison has seen this third yet, so there is really no opportunity for him to punish this as of now. And the layer as well is so delayed for Ellison. He doesn't quite have the gas yet, so we'll see what he does with his initial 100 that he mines. Looks like some more Banelings for now, just to be defensive, and a few Roaches have popped out. The creep spread is nice though from Ellison. He's going to extend this out into the middle of the map. Taking his third here, he should take down these rocks just because that does provide him a direct reinforcing path for the defense. A Queen trying to DPS down this Overseer Cocoon, but as soon as it pops, we'll go back to full health here. Okay, so Ellison is going to put on some pressure with these Roaches, and this Ling Baneling Force should be able to take care of it, but it will be really inefficiently at least. Doesn't get a snipe off on any of those Banelings. That would have been actually kind of nice to get some snipes off, but it looks like these drones give away the position of the third here. A Spine is in position to try and defend this, but a few workers will go down here for sure. Third worker going down, yeah, a few here, and the Lings do surround this together with the workers. Nice hold position there to actually trap those Roaches for a while, and this Spine is getting pokes in all over the place. Actually up to 9 kills here, 10 kills. This is that Spine from before that defended over here, and really paying for itself. Trying to target down this, but the Lings do take out the Zerglings of Ellison here. Trickling 2 to 3 Roaches at a time. This is really not an effective trade for Ellison in my opinion. Like, the Mutalisks are actually about to pop. And apart from the spores back at home, Ellison really doesn't have anything to defend. All these Overlords actually spread across the middle of the map could get taken out as well, and that's going to hurt him quite a bit. Ellison really needs to get some spores here, as well as break down these rocks if he wanted to keep this third. Yeah, I think his plan is to just counterattack constantly and try to keep the Mutalisks on Farouk's side of the map while he prepares some sort of counter to these units. But I don't think he's actually noticed that the Mutalisks are out yet. So these speedless Roaches are just going to meet these Mutalisks in the middle of the map. They are going to take a lot of damage here before they even reach anything that they can start to attack here. It looks like, is he going to commit to the natural or the third? I wouldn't mind seeing maybe half-half, but these Spines are actually doing a really nice job of defending as well. Looks like he goes into the natural, try and snipe down this Queen as well as some of the workers here to try and put himself in a position to transition into the mid and late game. But yeah, I mean, this isn't very effective at all, to be honest. Ellison overall is massively behind in the worker count, and yeah, to be honest, all Farouk needs to do at this point is just keep mining gas, and with the income from this gold, he can just crank out as many Mutalisks as he wants and overwhelm the Zerg that is Ellison here. Yeah, he still only has 2 spores, another one coming in the main, but he really needs to try and defend this third with some spores. Infestation pit out of the way though, and there we go, the spores come down, but this infestation pit could either be Swarmhosts or the Infestors. Infestors are a bit difficult to utilize as mutas just because the fungal is a projectile and it can be dodged and it's quite hard to aim. But if you do get a fungal down on a clump of mutas and chain that into into killing all of them, it's actually one of the most cost-efficient things that can happen. Yeah, it looks like the pathogen glands are out in the way, so when this is about halfway done, the Vester should get made, and that will allow them to pop with full energy, and also a Hydralisk then, which is a good choice because a lot of the times you won't have enough fungals to completely annihilate a full flock of mutas. Like, nailing them down with the fungals and then DPSing those guys down with the Hydralisk, because they're really cost-efficient strategy here, but looks like, yeah, as I said before, all those overloads getting sniped. These three are just running for their lives, hoping not to get spit here. Just kind of parked on top of the creep, so Ellison is able to see exactly where they are. These two queens moving into position to perhaps try and hold the line with this spore. At this point, the Mutalisk count isn't high enough to really engage spores with queen support, so that's really nice for Ellison. He should be able to minimize losses for now. And look at these Spore Crawlers just three-shotting Mutalisks, getting 4 Mutalisk kills for losing nothing there, and that's actually pretty nice. Rook does have a huge lead, but he does need to utilize it in the correct manner. At this point, I feel like he should just take a fourth and maybe transition into Roach Hydra. His upgrades are quite behind for the ground, and he is committing to the air upgrades, so it looks like he is just going to stay on Ling Bane Muta. That can be a winning strategy as long as you're far enough ahead in terms of the economy, which he is at this point. But we'll see how this engagement goes here at the third. Oh, those two infestors nailed down by the Lings as they pop out, and the Hydralisks aren't quite out yet. So these fungals are kind of doing nothing for now, and these Lings actually doing the correct choice of sniping down the spores so the Mutalisk can get in there. But oh, nice fungal coming down here. Doesn't have any to follow it up though, so this turret is quite vulnerable at this point. This angle from the south here really allows the Mutalisk to dart in and out, getting some shots off even perhaps sniping it. But looks like Demonslayer is being careful about those infestors. He doesn't really know how many are out at this point and how much energy they have. A few more are popping out though, and the ones that are out don't really have the energy quite yet to relaunch those fungal growths at this point, so he will have to wait a little bit. And these Mutalisks are going to ward away the roaches that are threatening this third mineral line here. And this third is actually quite a vulnerable one, because you can't park an army behind the mineral line and then start sniping off the workers. And I think that's what Ellison was going for. It couldn't quite achieve just because of the Mutalisks in position to defend. It looks like Demonslayer darting in with these Lings to try and snipe the third. I don't think he's quite going to get it, but it is going to go down to really low health, so he could perhaps try and finish the job with a follow-up Ling Flood, and I think these 20 Lings are going to be exactly for that purpose. I wonder if he has any transfuses on these queens. This one in the main definitely has a few transfuses that he could possibly use on this hatchery to keep it alive longer, but at this point, it doesn't look like he is going to do that. A little engagement. Oh, really nice fungal landing on a huge clump of Mutalisks here. Some of them do escape, but looks like the rest of the Mutalisks are going to move into position to try and snipe off Festers. And looks like Ellison is actually going to call out the GG here. He's just too far down in supply. Just can't take care of that Mutalisk count. And Demonslayer goes up 2-0 over Ellison here.
Yeah, maybe he should have scouted a bit. If he scouted a bit more in that game, he could have countered those Mutalisks pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, I think his overall mechanics are really just below what Farouk's are at this point. His early attack didn't do too much, but then again, like, they should have been equal behind it. Demonslayer's transition into the mid game was just a lot more efficient, in my opinion. Ellison delayed his lair for so long, and his third was quite late as well. I think he just needs a better game plan, in all honesty, and that is really difficult to have against a player who's selecting random, because you don't really know what race they are until you scout them in the game. But,
yeah.
Maybe we'll see what happens. So
maybe Ellison should scout once he's got his second expansion, and then continue his build from there.
Then continue into what? Sorry.
Maybe Ellison should scout after he's got his first expansion.
Yeah, maybe, but that again is also difficult, because if your opponent is Terran or I mean, opponent could go for an early cheese. You know, and you need to be able to scout that. And so it is definitely a difficult situation to be in as a Zerg, be playing against a random player, because you really have to kind of dedicate either a drone or a unit to scout that possible cheese, as well as, because I mean, like, scouting after you get your natural isn't a bad idea, but it does really kind of
Leave you
become a
open
coin
to
toss then, because
season.
what if you're, yeah, I mean, like, what if you expand and then it turns out your opponent was Protoss and Proxy 2 gated you? Like, it just becomes a really difficult situation for the Zerg. Looks like the map is Catalina, a 3-player map, so this is actually gonna make it a bit of a coin toss as well.
Oh,
for
and the
Allison
Zerg
here to be able to
invest.
scout. Yeah, it looks like it is gonna be another ZVZ here. And the scouting pattern for each player is gonna be quite important. Especially for Ellison, because at this point he doesn't know what his opponent is. It could be Terran, Protoss, or Zerg here. And that will affect his game plan into the mid-game, depending on which race Rook has spawned into, which is Zerg. And Rook should be pretty happy, to be honest, because he did win the last CVZ. So I doubt we'll be seeing him jump his game plan, like just go defensive into Mulisks again, but we'll see what Ellison decides.
And
to do. He
Alex
does
is
scout
scouting early again.
Yep, he is scouting early, and he's going to scout the correct position first. So he does have a bit of good luck on his side here. Be able to see what's up straight away. He'll be able to see whether or not Farouk went for gas first or pool first or hatch first, and then respond accordingly. But we'll see what happens. He's gonna go into the natural, then into the main, obviously. And once he sees his creep, he should know that it is gonna be another ZVZ. There you go. Yep, he scouts it. Looks like Farouk is going for a pool, early pool actually. 13 pool coming down here. This is indicative of some sort of early pressure from the Zerg here. And Ellison reciprocates with his own pool first at 14 supply here. He is being really annoying with his drone, actually getting quite a bit of damage done on one of those workers, and actually forcing Farouk to pull off one of his own to ward off Ellison's drone here. It looks like he's maybe gonna pull this back. I wouldn't mind just seeing him just scout around the natural, see if his opponent is gonna put down a natural. Looks like he sees the natural being put down right in front of his face. And now it's up to Ellison to, depending on what he wants to do. He could go for maybe heavily commit to link pressure here, but as we said before, like Farouk did go for pull first, so I don't think that's gonna be too effective. Looks like he's gonna go for a hatchery and a gas here. Just gonna take it into at least a 2-base situation here. And Farouk on the other side, his queen has started quite a bit earlier. That's a problem with playing so reactly as a Zerg player playing as a random. Like, everything is gonna be slightly later. Yeah, Farouk definitely hasn't seen Ellison yet, but I think the fact that he scouted this and that Ellison wasn't here, he should know that Ellison did spawn in the south side. He just doesn't know what is inside the base yet. The queens are about to pop here. The gas actually quite a bit later for Farouk will mean that this or possibly a layer will be slightly later. Let's have a look at the worker count here. Farouk actually up by 2 workers for now. These pair of links do account for that though. So we'll see what kind of damage these links can get done. They should be able to put some harass on, at least prevent drones from being transferred onto the natural here until that queen pops at least. But it looks like Ellison behind us is pretty happy to just back her up, and that's probably the correct choice here. Oh, he has stopped mining gas, so I want to know what kind of plans he has into the mid game. If it is going to be a roach tech, it probably will be, because you don't really cut the gas intake. Oh, really nice micro there from Ellison. All of his links survive there against a 4 or 4.
Wow.
They're all really low, but they do get a nice scout into the main here. He sees that spine, he sees that pool, not quivering yet, so no speed out in the way for Farouk here. And actually, I think he's forgotten that. He's had enough gas to start that for a while now, and he's just building up more and more gas here. Actually transferring that spine to the natural where it will potentially be more effective. And that's a good choice. And I wonder if Ellison is gonna make a big flood of lings to coincide with this ling speed finishing up, but it looks like he is just making more drones here. The injects are coming in on time here, so the economy is rolling for both guys, and production is kicking into overdrive here on this 2-base situation. I actually like that Ellison has connected his main and natural with creep, because that will let him extend it down his ramp and gain him some extra movement speed as well as vision. Yeah, both guys are making quite a few lings here. Just to be, I think Ellison might be aggressive here because of that Baneling Nest timing. It is gonna finish up as these lings are in position to morph into Banelings for an aggressive move here. And Farouk's speed, as I said before, is quite delayed. I think he forgot it for a while, so Ellison will definitely have an advantage going into this mid-game skirmish. But one thing to consider is that Farouk's layer is about to finish while Ellison's is not even halfway done yet. So Farouk will definitely have an advantage here going into the mid game, while Ellison has this early game aggressive advantage, which he isn't really utilizing at this. Farouk is actually even ready with the double queen block here to utilize that spine crawler damage. And looks like Ellison does opt to just back, drone up, and just wait for his spy to finish to make any more moves here. A third gas even finishing up. A single double evo chamber here. So I feel like this is either going to be double upgraded lings or double upgraded Roach Hydra. And I mean, the metagame these days for the pros has been a lot of Roach versus Roach. Actually, Ellison actually is the one who's going for the Spire this time, and big group of lings pushing into the natural here from Farouk, even a few Banelings morphing in, so he is going to put on a lot of pressure here. But I don't really know how effective this is going to end up being just because of this spine in the position here. One Bane has already gone down here, and some defensive Banes have been morphing in as well. Moving in with a lot of his things. Looks like, yep. The defense is good enough, looks like. And yeah, actually, Ellison ending up with a slight worker lead, even walling off his natural here for any follow-up that could potentially come in here. And I'm not really liking Farouk's plan here. Like, if you're gonna get that early layer, you should at least use it for something, whether it be the Roach speed or a layer. Yeah, like Farouk really just got this layer early and didn't use it for anything. And on the other side of the map, Ellison's Spire is about to finish up, and this will allow him to pop out at least 5 Mulisks initially, I think. And the fact that Ellison's not binding from his 4th caster, which has finished, does kind of hurt his Mulisk count initially. But I think he should be able to put on a lot of pressure here. All these overlords are going to get picked off. This just line of overlords in the middle of the map should all get picked off here, putting Demonslayer into a heavy supply block, and that will force him to also commit to spores at each base. That's just drones that he loses, extra resources that he has to spend in defending. And this third is actually quite vulnerable just because the queens that are quite useful in defending these low numbers of Mulisks can't really get there before the creep has connected here. Like, the worst is like when your queens get caught out by Mulisks when they're like here, off creep between the natural and the third. But it looks like, yeah, the Mulisks looks like they are gonna go straight into the main here. And actually, there's no defense here except for this queen. So as long as Ellison snipes this queen, he's gonna have free reign over these drones. And there goes the queen, goes down, and the spore gets popped down. But that's not gonna be finished for a while here. And looks like Ellison is going to. Okay, he's going to take out the other queen as well, so just thinning out the possible defense here as well as deduction capabilities of his opponent. Ellison is going to find himself in a really nice position. These lings looks like they are going to counterattack into this third. Looks like Farouk is just going to GG here. I mean, he was behind, but I don't think he was so far behind that he had the GG there, but I think he was up to. I think he's just comfortable being at a 2-1 position and probably taking out this 4th game. But
Yeah.
looks like Ellison able to pull it back into a 1-2 score here. That should put some confidence in his mind and maybe allow him to play a bit more confidently.
Yeah, and now, and he was copying what Farouk did to him last game, right?
Yeah, very similar. He just played defensive and then tech straight to Spire and kind of like slapped that Ling Baneling attack down, which put him at a decent advantage. And then the damage that the Mulis we're gonna do and that we're already doing put him in a winning position. So we'll see what's gonna happen here. Fourth map is King Sejong Station, a 2-player map, which a lot of people like actually. Like I think most races enjoy playing on this map. I don't think any races particularly disdains this map or anything, but I'm actually curious to see what Farouk spawns as this time. I would like to see him maybe play a Terran game.
Yeah,
at least once in this series.
I would love to see him play a Terran in this game.
Yeah, because I mean, we've had him play Protoss, we haven't had him play Zerg twice, and now having a Terran game, you know, we're just gonna round out the race distribution, I feel.
I think it's a
Oh boy, looks like we got our wish. In the top left-hand position, spawning as the Orange Zerg. Bringing it back from a 2-up position to a 2-1, it is Infurneaux or Ellison. And the bottom right-hand position, spawning as the Red Terran this time, it is SCS Demonslayer. Yeah, and I mean, this doesn't put Farouk at a disadvantage or anything, because this original race that he played, oh, it looks like he accidentally boxed all his workers there, but the original race that he did play in StarCraft was Terran, so he's definitely used to playing this race, and he should definitely have, I feel, this should still be his best race, just because of how long he's been.
Yep, and he's going for the initial Terran wall with the what's it called again?
What is what called? Sorry.
The supply depot and a barrack.
Like a wall off.
Yeah, he's making the wall against Zergs.
Yeah. I mean, he could actually go for a gun center first if he wants to. Oh, actually going for a gas first. This is interesting. Maybe he's going for some sort of early factory play. Looks like he is gonna sending out this SCV quite early. The thing with that is, with Reapers, you definitely build the barracks before the gas. Like you do like a 12 barracks, 12 gas. Okay, so it looks like the barracks does go down. Indicates to me that he's definitely going to go for a factory, because as this barracks finishes, he should have 100 gas, and that coincides nicely with the cost of a factory. But I don't know. Like this is pretty interesting. We'll see if he has something special planned here. Looks like Ellison is going to go for a pool first here. Yeah, I mean, Ellison looks like, yeah, he pulled back, and I mean, he didn't really check the main or anything, so he knows that Farouk is Terran, but he doesn't know much else. Oh wow, even a second refinery coming down. So I wonder what this is. Definitely going to be some sort of. At least he's gonna commit to Starp at least, because you really don't need this second gas this early if you're gonna stay on factory units. So he's gonna go for a factory and then starboard, I believe. Nothing coming out from the barracks yet. Looks like this SCV is moving in position to build something. Look, I think it's gonna be a factory.
Yeah,
so there we go, a factory coming down. Really delaying this Marine here. Oh wow, actually skipping a Marine and going straight for the reactor. This actually could actually straight up die Lings that just popped out if he's not careful. This is actually a really greedy tech play from the Terran here. His gas finishes, but he's not mining from it. And his SCV. Oh, okay. He's gonna wall off his main here, so he won't die to the 4 Lings straight up. But this is a very, like, dare I say, inefficient build from the Terran. Like, I don't know what this gas has been done for this long. I'm assuming he's gonna go for some Hellion pressure. Oh, even a second fact. Maybe this is Blue Flame Hellion play, or he could maybe go for like a tank.
Yeah, and he just swapped the rats for his tech.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna cranking out the Hellions. Sorry.
Yeah,
and he will be able to do
He's got two
These
of
will be
them
able
coming
to
out.
put on quite a bit of pressure for sure. Ellison does need to be careful here not to get caught off by this, because this is such a weird build that I haven't really seen before. One base factories. Like, this is definitely a heavy commitment to pressure. Like, if this doesn't do much damage, he's gonna be really far behind. But then again, it's also up to Ellison to defend this without doing much damage, because
And
it
he's
is a
got,
really
his,
heavy
he's
commitment.
got his queens going down to the ramp, preparing himself.
Yeah, he should. I mean, he saw the Hellions, so he's definitely prepped for at least 2 Hellions at this point. Looks like 3 being cranked out at the same time here for the Terran, even Blue Flame being started. So this is going to be a 1 base.
And he's
Blue Flame
upgrading
Hellion
for the
kind of
damage
play.
right now. He's upgrading the Hellions damage right now.
Yeah, and Ellison actually doing a smart thing, just throwing them a third, because, like, until you have, like, both Hellions, you can't really DPS down a hatchery. And actually making even more, this is actually a really smart choice. Some more Lings coming out, these aren't going to be too useful in the defense, apart from kind of bending the Hellions away from the Queens for a while.
He's got the Hellions are on their way now.
Yeah. I think what I would like to see is the fact that Ellison has spread the creep here in front. Maybe he should do a wall off with some Evos, maybe even a Roachborn if that's what he wants to commit to. But the Hellions are at the front line here, and they will dart into the natural.
Farouk is also capped out as well.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting a tech lab on the barracks here, so maybe he wants to follow this up with a Marauder play, or maybe he wants to get that for the stim, but these Hellions actually, they're just too numerous at this point for 2 Queens to really deal with effectively. But Ellison is being forced to a Destiny Cloudfist build. Nah, that's a one-on-one. That's a, you don't get 2 factories for that build. But oh wow, the Blue Flame just finished here. It looks like these Lings trying to surround the Hellions are just really not that effective. These 2 Queens doing their best, but they just don't have the DPS at this point to take care of them. Oh, and all these drones in the main are gonna get roasted up.
I think
this is actually so for the Queens. They really need to get in position to defend this. Yeah, this is so painful for Ellison here. Like, he will clean this up, and Ellison does see that the natural has only just now started. So the fact that he has this third combined with 3 Queens still alive does put him in a decent spot. I think Ellison will be able to catch back up in this game without much problems. But yeah, it looks like he's gonna crank out the drones here, and these Queens go up into the front line, spreading some more creep, because at this point, even if they inject, he doesn't really have the money to spend the larva. So that's a smart choice, you know, like some nice crisis management here. But Ellison will definitely need to depend on these few Lings and Queens that he has to defend while he tries to build up his count again. Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of workers lost, 17, and Ellison is at 18 to 26 at this point, so Ellison really needs to just commit to making only drones. Oh, 3 more Hellions here going towards the third. He could potentially take out some drones, but those drones are being evacuated wisely by Ellison. He knows that he can't defend 3 places at once. Like, I think he should really just concentrate on saturating his natural and his third here, so he can just hold this choke against the Hellions. But these Hellions slip by the Queens again, and they're going to get into the natural. All these drones are vulnerable. At this point, I would even maybe like to see him engage with the drones to try and trap the Hellions. These Queens are going to have a hard time traveling across this creep-free zone here. They're just so slow, and all these drones are getting roasted up in the meantime. Some nice micro there from Ellison to try and split these drones away, but like, this is just so many workers lost here, and I think Farouk should just keep on the Hellion pressure, to be honest. Like, the Queen Ling position with such a low economy is just not effective dealing with those Hellion run-bys. That being said, Ellison is catching back up slowly here to the worker count.
And he's lost most of his assimilators as well for the gas.
Yeah, he's not really mining that because I think he just wants to concentrate on mineral units here, Queens, Lings, and the drones. Having a look at the Terran base though, it looks like Farouk is going to go for mech. And this is something that he's been known to go for his whole StarCraft career, to be honest. Like, the whole time he's been SCS, and a Terran player, he's pretty much really favored the mech position. And he's actually got a really big Hellion count here. He has slightly supply block, but this Hellion force out on the map is actually really scary. And it's really what's allowed him to keep the map control here. I think Ellison should really send this Overlord here to north of the main, into the main, to see what kind of buildings are there, because he really doesn't want to be caught with his pants down with just like Ling Baneling Muta against mech. But I think he is just concentrating on building back up his debuffing.
I mean, tanking them up.
You mean like upgrades? Yeah, I mean Ellison is going for the Spire, and this oh wow, look at this. Yeah, I don't know if Ellison can hold this, to be honest. Like all these Hellbats, this is...
And there's a tank as well.
This is 15 Hellbats, 2 Widow Mines, a tank, and Roaches are only just now in production, so this is going to be such a difficult hold. He has to try and snipe the... Oh god, and they have Blue Flame as well. This is such a painful hold to try and make as a Zerg here. It's just so far down on supply here. I don't think this is going to be a hold that is possible here. Even the drones being pulled off to try and pick off this tank. Oh, the Widow Mine gets an 11 worker kill shot there. Oh, even Mule's being dropped down here.
There we go.
I think this is it. GG gets called out. And Farouk makes it into the finals again. I think this is like his 3rd time in a row into Division 2 finals here, and you know, Ellison put up a decent fight. It was looking really shaky in the beginning. I mean, at least he took some maps back, you know, and he was fighting back a little.
Yeah, Ellison really had some trouble.
Strong here.
Yeah, but Hellions are really Hellions are Zerg's worst enemies.
Yeah, and like the fact Demonslayer rushed for them that early, I don't think Ellison was quite expecting them to run by his queens that early, and didn't have the units to really defend that.
Yeah, like I said in the game, he should have scouted in his base a bit more and then saw those gas.
Yeah, I think if he saw that coming, he would have been in a better position, to be honest. But
hey, Ellison,
it's a bit difficult.
When you don't play.
Well played, Ellison.
That last game was really weird as well, dude. He went like 2 factory off 1 base.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what is he doing? And then I misclicked. Oh, like, just so many fucking little misclicks, dude. And it's just like, oh, there goes all your fucking units. No worries, see you there.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that first game was just...
It's just rust, man.
Yeah, it's not straight. Fuck, it was just...
Let me just mute my mic and that.
So rusty.
Microphone muted. Sound muted.
Well, guys, that was the SCS finals between Ellison and Demonslayer. The winner was 3-0 to Demonslayer. He'll be going to the finals. And, well, hopefully we can do another cast in this channel soon. Thank you very much. See you all later.